And we gotta handle errors. Next update in 2 days. Oh shit. It's true. Excellent. So we've got that going on. So now we need the user history stats. Alright, so let's do that stats history screen. Yeah, okay, so we'll just do that there. So we need the errors being thrown. So I think we need a new event for that. Set event is going to be call failed or some crap. It's being game data. Events. Let's see. Okay, so I think those are all the events that we'll need for throwing failure. Come on, Visual Studio, you can unlock yourself here. I just need to edit some text, buddy. You could at least let me edit the text. Come on, Visual Studio, Jesus Christ. Fine. Oh, as soon as I whip out Task Manager, you start behaving. I see how it is. Alright, so that should throw all our events back to our UI. Alright, so user profile failed. So let's fix that. That's supposed to be a string, not a user stat profile. It looks like that's getting chopped off there. Like you can see the E in username getting toasted. Yeah, so I needed to add some padding. You can see there, and what's going on there is that font actually is incorrect in how it works. It's got some of these letters, I'm guessing, are wider than they should be. That's so dumb. We've had so many problems with that font. Alright, so I think that'll work better, because it was cutting off all the shit. Now it shouldn't. Now it should look pretty. Right? Alright. Let's put this guy up again. I mean, are we even using forward shading? It's like it says forward shading is freaking off. And then we got MSA only supported with forward shading. So, like, have we just got anti-aliasing just disabled for no fucking reason here? Let me take a look at this. So, let me just read the manual. Alright, so supports MSA for editor 3D primitives and temporal ASA, anti-aliasing before post-processing FXAA, which is an efficient implementation. This method solves most causes but cannot fully prevent temporal aliasing. Well, why don't we just turn it on and see what the hell things look like? So let's just do FXAA, and we might need to restart the editor, so let's try it. So this is just MSAA. So let's boot it up and see what the hell we can even do with this. See if there's any issue with any of the anti-aliasing. Let's go jump into a game and see if crap, if we see any issues going on. I guess the only thing would be that some of that UI is a little bit blurrier than it would have been, like the ambientenergy101 nameplate there. And the effects are looking okay. The outline works. Ah, I missed. Yeah, get out of here. So I think it's doing what it should. Let's put up one of the other levels that has more lighting. Alright, so what I should do is I should just take a comparison screenshot. So this is with anti-aliasing. And let's go disable that in the rendering. Also, I should check the forums. So this is without anti-aliasing. Yeah, it definitely looks better. Alright, so let's actually do that. Let's set it as FXAA and stick with that for this next update. See if there's anything else that we got. Yeah, well, that's good. Just small things to actually go fix. I think that looks a lot better than it used to. Like, you can see a lot less jaggy bullshit around any of that. And I don't see any issues with our effects. So, uh-oh. User stat profile failed is not defined. That's because it's supposed to be GEV underscore. And if I just threw the global loading screen on here, let's see what it looks like for this guy. So this is the stats history screen. See what it looks like. Load intervals. Okay, so we got all our loading dialogues here, so we should have that load working. But the next thing we need to do is we need to register for 2 more events. Okay, so that'll be the failure pieces. Let's see what it looks like. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Alright, so load intervals. So we call load intervals, which is going to call stat intervals updated, which is going to call load stats. And let's see what it looks like. Alright, well I think it's this create loading dialog. If it didn't have the big ass screen shield behind it, it wouldn't be so jarring and I could go ahead and use it. So what I want to do is go and go into scripts. What is it? It's inside of what, widgets? No, it's inside of screens like dialogue or some stupid crap. Let's see if this does it. Doesn't do anything. Alright, so set screen shield to false. Alright, so 526 has an issue. Stat history 526. Yeah, because it's all screwed up. Okay, so why do we have a damn screen shield? Because I told it to, of course. Alright, I think I can get behind that. And it's just real quick. It pops up. There's, like a loading dialog thing there. And then we'll want to do the same thing here for this guy. So I think that works. Alright, so now we need to go to the leaderboard screen and do the same basic thing. Alright, so that'll be our load has failed. Okay. Okay, so that'll load our intervals, and then we call stat intervals updated, and we call load stats. Okay, so if loading dialog does not equal null, then we're going to actually kick off this loading dialog. Alright, so if we're in game, we'll do this. If we are out of game, then it's this thing down here. So I'll request close on it and do that. Stat leaderboard's updated. We'll go ahead and request the close on it. So I think we've got this thing set up now. Of course, it's not correct. Okay, so let's make sure it works in the game. Whoops. I turned off all my things. Let's get it all back. All right. Okay, so stats, leaderboards. Yeah, and that's a lot nicer to deal with than the full screen stuff really screwing with us. All right, so we've got that done. So the next thing that we need to do is actually get that information out to test, so we can test out our stats, because that's finished. Like, that is stats working. So let's push it out to test and make sure it works in the proper environment. All right. Let's get that building. So I need to build the Java server. I need to sync the configuration for the test environment and sync configs for the local environment. So I just gotta wait for this guy to finish. What is today? Today is Tuesday? Man, I thought it was Wednesday. Okay, so that's built. Configs are synced, and let's deploy it to our test environment. Let's also take this guy and plug him into the test environment. And I should be able to then boot up and see how everything works. And let's go log in over there. So we're waiting for it to push the latest deployment out there. Doesn't help that my internet connection's uploading right now. I need to look into... Comcast is supposed to have like some gig speed bullshit that they're rolling out in my neighborhood. I should go look into that and see if I can get a better deal. Yeah, one of the issues with Amazon Linux is even if you properly close a port, it doesn't actually make that port available for quite a while on your host. It's really damned annoying. But a more modern versions of Linux don't have this problem. But because we're using Amazon Linux for our services on Amazon, well, we just gotta wait a little bit for that port acquisition. Well, let's boot up our editor against that test environment and see if we can find our stats and if everything's working properly. Well, let's do it. Looks like our test server is also online. Oh man, there we go. There's Adam with his score. And I can go look at his profile. I can go look at his history. So I can see, well, what did he do? Yesterday, he didn't do anything. It was on April 1st. I guess not. It was in March. Whatever. So there's going to be some issues. So what we got so far? Did Adam go make sure that he is on #1 on the entire leaderboard? But I'm #1 all time with streaks at 0. All right. I mean, that's working. Let's go get a win. blocked my own shot. I'll follow the shadow. Yeah, so we got all those servers that we can't join. Alright, so let's look at today's leaderboard. Oh man, I'm number 1 on the leaderboard. That's right. All time. So that stat's working. Excellent. So what else have I got? Tools for updating stats. Take out data tables. I'll need patch notes. Alright, I think we're pretty much done with a lot of this. Alright, so let's see if we can take out those data tables scripts. So we got data tables. What the hell? The SSL certificate used to load resources will be distrusted in M70. Once distrusted, users will be prevented from loading these resources. Uh-oh. Is Twitch not going to update this stuff properly? Okay, June 1st. Oh, yes, alright. March 7th. So when is this gonna go into